Do you whisper into Bailey's ear, who is going to be my Mike Pence? Who is going to look at me with adoring eyes every time I stand? Or are you,
I already have a dog.
Yeah, all right.
You gotta watch these feisty women.
I think you answered my question.
Yeah.
Now, in case you didn't hear, the question was, who is going to be your Mike Pence? To which Elizabeth Warren responds, I already have a dog. I know we all expected Trump to shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, but apparently Elizabeth Warren was the first one to actually murder someone and get away with it. And it's a commentary on not only Pence, but the willingness of the entire Republican Party to breathlessly defend Trump, despite even the most indefensible positions. And that was put most clearly on display days ago, when Senate Republicans opted to acquit the president in the Senate trial, despite a slew of evidence proving that he tried to extort a foreign country into giving him dirt on his top political opponent, and then orchestrated a large-scale, top-down cover-up to try and protect himself. Many of them, the same senators who voted to convict Bill Clinton when he was on trial in the Senate for what was obviously the much, much more serious crime of lying about an affair he had. You even have people like Susan Collins of Maine and Lamar Alexander of Tennessee running cover for Trump at the expense of humiliating themselves. Both had predicated their acquittal votes on this idea that Trump has totally learned his lesson and that the shame of just being impeached was enough to dissuade him from ever encouraging election interference again.
Are you at all concerned, though, when you seek foreign interference, he does not believe he's done anything wrong, that what has happened here might encourage him that he can continue to do this?
I don't think so. I hope not. I mean, enduring an impeachment is something that nobody should like. Even the president said he didn't want that on his resume. I don't blame him. So if a call like that gets you an impeachment, I would think you would think twice before he did it again.
I believe that the president has learned from this case.
What do you believe the president has learned?
The president has been impeached. That's a pretty big lesson. I believe that he will be much more cautious in the future.
And yet, within hours of being acquitted, Trump began retaliating against those who had testified and told the truth during the impeachment inquiry, firing Ambassador to the EU Gordon Sondland and Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. Even Vindman's brother was fired for the crime of looking like his twin. And it wasn't just that. The White House also took right back up where it left off with regard to getting dirt on the Bidens from Ukraine, which was the very action that got Trump impeached in the first place. Even Lindsey Graham went on national television and admitted that Bill Barr has opened up a direct channel to Rudy Giuliani so that the Trump administration could continue giving oxygen to this sham investigation to hurt Joe Biden.
Going to make sure that Hunter Biden's conflict of interest is explored because it's legitimate. How could Joe Biden really fight corruption when his son's sitting on the Burisma board?
But can you clarify? You said you talked to Attorney General Barr.
This morning.
This morning. Has the Department of Justice been ordered to investigate the Bidens?
No. The Department of Justice is receiving information coming out of the Ukraine from Rudy.
Already?
To see. He told me that they've created a process that Rudy could give information and they would see if it's verified. Rudy Giuliani is a well-known man. He's a crime fighter. He's loyal to the president. He's a good lawyer. But what I'm trying to say to the president and anybody else, that the Russians are still up to it. Deterrence is not working. So let's look at Hunter Biden's conflict. Let's look at Joe Biden. Vice President Biden, what did you do when they told you your son was on Burisma's board? It undercut your ability to fight corruption. Did you take it seriously? Obviously he didn't.
And keep in mind, this information isn't vetted in accordance with DOJ protocol, and Giuliani is not a government official, is not bound by any public disclosure requirements, and does not abide by any rules. He is a private citizen on a personal political errand for Donald Trump. And now the Attorney General of the United States has given him legal cover to continue that errand with impunity. So when Elizabeth Warren slams people like Mike Pence for being little more than lapdogs for Trump, This is why. It's because we have an entire political party not only too scared to hold this administration accountable for the crimes it's already committed, but one that's now complicit in allowing them to commit those crimes again. It's a political party that values retaining their grip on power over adherence to the Constitution. A political party that has shed even the pretenses that they once valued, like fiscal conservatism and respect for the military and family values, as it has opted instead to fully embrace Trump's brand of name-calling, vindictiveness, outright lies, and pandering solely to corporations and the super rich. The GOP is no longer a party with the ability to think for itself. Its members simply follow Trump's lead with the hope that at some point he'll throw them a bone and let them know that they're being very, very good boys.